So it's finally starting. After months of hints, speculation, and stockpiling primogems like our lives depend on it, we're heading straight into Nod Krai, a brand new region, a fresh chapter in the story, and yes, an entirely new lineup of characters that could shift the entire meta as we know it. But with so many new faces lined up between versions 6.0 and 6.8, the real question is, who's worth pulling for? Which characters are shaping up to be game changers, and which ones might become essential pieces of the new meta puzzle? Out of primogems? Don't worry, I've got a way to save money and get double the Genesis crystals. This is lootbar.gg. It works just like the in-game top-up system, but with up to 25% off, and new users even get a 10% extra discount using the link in the pinned comment. See this? The regular $100 pack only costs $85 on Lootbar, and each update they release an exclusive $77 bundle available for your first purchase every version. All you need is your UID, no password, no login. Just pick your bundle, select your server, enter your UID, and your crystals get delivered in seconds. Lootbar has awesome reviews. It's fast, secure, and trusted by tons of players. If you're planning to recharge for Genshin Impact, Star Rail, or Wuthering Waves, don't waste your money. Click the link in the description or pinned comment and top up now with Lootbar. Safe, fast, and way more affordable. Let's kick things off with version 6.0. Right away, we're introduced to two brand new characters that seem tailor-made to highlight Nod Krai's unique mechanics. First, we've got the male Lightkeeper, an electro main DPS whose entire kit revolves around electrocharged reactions. He might even be built to synergize with Inifa, the character set to introduce the lunar-charged mechanic in 5.8. If those connections are real, Lightkeeper could easily become a foundational piece for both electrocharged and lunar-charged teams, potentially defining early meta strategies in the region. He's expected to show up right at the beginning, first phase of 6.0. In the second half of the same patch, we meet the Daughter of Frost Moon, a Geo DPS with crystallized mechanics and what seems to be a pseudo-Nilou role, meaning her team comps might be restricted in a way similar to how Nilou only functions in Dendro-Hydro teams. If she brings a similar approach to Geo, we could finally see a much-needed revival of the element, which has long been overshadowed by more reaction-heavy elements like Dendro or Hydro. If her kit introduces new synergy or boosts, Geo may finally step out of the shadows. Then we move into 6.1, where things take another exciting turn. The lady boss of the Curatorium of Secrets is expected to debut, a Pyro support character who's being compared to Escoffier. While Escoffier thrives in freeze teams, she's a bit too specific to be flexible. This new Pyro support might follow the same model of off-field damage and team buffs, but focused on Pyro reactions. If that's the case, we might be looking at a unit built for one particular reaction, possibly Vaporize. That theory becomes even more likely once we talk about 6.2, where Durin enters the stage. Yes, that Durin, now in human form. He's a Pyro main DPS and looks like the perfect counterpart to the Pyro support in 6.1, just like how Escoffier came before Skirk. This support then DPS pattern seems to be a trend. We saw it with Inifa and Lightkeeper, and now again with the Pyro duo. If this continues, it's worth considering pulling these characters in pairs, as they may be designed to amplify each other's strengths. In version 6.3, things really heat up. COLUMBINA is finally set to become playable, the third Fatui Harbinger to join the roster. She's a Hydro character with a flexible kit that allows her to operate as either a support or possibly a DPS. And apparently, her synergy with other Nod Krai characters is incredibly high. There's even some speculation that she could introduce a new Hydro-based reaction, or at least interact in unique ways with existing elements. Following her in the second phase of 6.3, we meet the Whitehorse Fairy, an Anemo character who also has a pseudo-Nilou role. Based on what's known, she may specialize in Bloom teams and interact with Dendro and Hydro using Swirl in a way that we haven't seen before. Swirl Bloom isn't a thing yet, but if she makes it possible, that's going to open up an entirely new lane of team building, possibly even connecting directly with COLUMBINA's new Hydro mechanics. Fast forward to version 6.5 and we finally get Varka. Yes, the Varka. He's been mentioned since the early days of Mondstadt, and he's expected to arrive as an Anemo DPS. As the leader of the Knights of Favonius, his presence alone carries a lot of story weight, but his combat style might introduce a more aggressive Anemo DPS, potentially something that rivals Xiao but with a modern twist. Then in version 6.6, we get Nicole, a cryo support unit with strong off-field utility. She's being described as multifunctional, and there are whispers she may even be the mysterious Witch N we've heard about in lore drops. Right after that, in 6.7, we get someone many players have been waiting for, Alice. Yes, Klee's mother, the Great Incense Witch. One of the most iconic figures in all of Teyvat lore is finally stepping into the spotlight as a pyro main DPS. She's expected to be extremely powerful, and considering her story presence, she'll probably be a major part of the late-game Nod Krai arc. Finally, in 6.8, we close out the region with a mysterious female character known only as the Guide of Snezhnaya. We don't know her element or exact role yet, but that title alone suggests she could be a pivotal figure in connecting Nod Krai with the final chapter of Teyvat. She might be the beginning of the end, the bridge between regions, mechanics, and narratives. And honestly, that's both exciting and a little bit ominous. One of the most refreshing things about Nod Krai is the lineup of male 5-star characters. Between Lightkeeper, Durin, and Varka, we're getting at least 3 high-profile male 5-stars in a single region, which is already a significant jump from Natlan, where we only saw Kinich. For players who've been asking for more male representation in the 5-star pool, this could be the region you've been waiting for. So that's the full rundown for Nod Krai from 6.0 through 6.8. Lightkeeper, Daughter of Frostmoon, the Curatorium Lady Boss, Durin Columbina, the White Horse Fairy, Varka Nicole Alice, and the Guide of Snezhnaya. 10 characters, each bringing something different to the table, whether it's DPS power, unique reactions, team utility, or brand new mechanics that could reshape the way we build teams. While their kits aren't confirmed and everything is still subject to change, the early details are already helping us paint a clear picture of what to expect. If you've been quietly planning your pulls, trying to guess which versions to skip and which banners are must-haves, let me know in the comments who you're saving for. Are you aiming for Alice and her legendary firepower? Curious about Columbina's mysterious hydro synergy? Or already planning some lunar-charged comps with Lightkeeper and Innifa? I genuinely love reading your team ideas and predictions, so drop your thoughts down below. And if you found this breakdown helpful or just enjoyed diving into these future updates, don't forget to subscribe. More regions, more leaks, and more theory crafting are on the way. See you in the next one.